Great Solar Storm of 1967. This storm was one of the largest solar storms on record, and it resulted in widespread radio and communications disruptions. The storm also caused power outages in some areas, and it had the potential to cause even more serious damage if it had occurred during a time when more advanced technology was in use. Lorem ipsum if solar storms, specifically coronal mass ejections, CMEs, hit the Earth, they can have several effects on our planet and its technological systems. Here are some of the potential consequences. A largely unknown incident could have led to a disastrous military conflict if it had not been for the U.S. Air Force's budding efforts to monitor the sun's activity, claims the study by the University of Colorado. A potentially deadly catastrophe was narrowly averted when military space weather forecasters warned that radar and radio communications could be disrupted by the solar On August 4, 1972, at south of Haiphong Harbor in North Vietnam, more than 24 sea mines suddenly exploding in the water. Moreover, that the case of the exploding mines highlights the world's current vulnerability to a similar space weather event. Recently in the journal Space Weather published, that the mines were likely triggered by magnetized gas flung at Earth from a recent solar storm. The research, which NIPS said was inspired by a fragment of a memory, uncovers a chain of events around the Sun and on Earth that had largely been lost to history. It also suggests that the 1972 solar storm was more serious than many researchers at the time suspected. In the process of researching this event, I realized that this was, in fact, a great storm. But it was also such an odd storm in the way it developed and the way it hit the Earth, said NIP, also of the Colorado Center for Astrodynamics Research, CCAR. What this event does is give us a sense of range of what these great storms could look like. August 1972 geomagnetic storm called Seahorse Flare, formed the 2nd of August 1972, dissipated the 11th of August 1972. It caused damages all over the world, including telecommunication disruptions, electric power outages, and damage to satellites. The storm was caused by a powerful coronal mass ejection from the Sun, which generated a large amount of solar wind that interacted with Earth's magnetic field. The Seahorse Flare was one of the strongest geomagnetic storms on record, with a magnitude of G5 on the geomagnetic storm scale.